Hello everyone. Okay, I'm picking out one last book to read for the 2019-2020 school year. This is a book I really like. I hope you like it too. It's not only is it a great book, but it's also important. So hopefully you'll see what I mean by that. Alright, so what do I have? The Lorax by Dr. Suess. Alright, instead of doing a System 44 book off of the computer screen, got a book I can hold in my hand. Actually, I got this from the library, and I have an extension. I've been able to keep it because I had it out when the library's closed because of the quarantine for the coronavirus. All right, and my daughter is going to help me read this here. So if you come on and have a seat, you can pass over the camera there. All right. Let's check out Lorax by Dr. Suess. Right?
At the far end of town where the brinkled grass grows, and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows, and no birds ever sing except old crows, is the street of the lifted Lorax. And deep in the wrinkled grass, some may say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today where the Lorax once stood, just as long as it could, before somebody lifted the Lorax away. What was the Lorax, and why was he there? And why was it lifted and taken somewhere, from the far end of town where the wrinkled grass grows? The Onceler still lives there. Ask him, he knows. You won't see the Onceler. Don't knock at his door. He stays in his lurkum on the top of his store. He lurks in his lurkum cold under the roof, where he makes his own clothes out of myth-muffled moof. And on the special dank midnights in August, he peeks out of the shutters. And sometimes he speaks and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you, perhaps, if you're willing to pay.
That's the Onceler's house right there.
On the ends of a rope, he lets down his tin pail, and you have to toss in 15 cents in a nail, and the shell of a great-great-great-grandfather's snail. Then he pulls up the pail, makes a most careful count to see if you paid him the proper amount. Then he hides what you paid him away in his secret strange hole in his grovulous glove. He grunts, I will call you by...
I whisper in the phone, for the secrets I tell you are for your ears alone.
He slaps up the whisper-maphone to your ear, and the old Onceler's whispers are not very clear. Since they have to come down through the snurgly hose, he sounds as if he had smallish bees up his nose.
Now I'll tell you,
he says, with his teeth sounding gray,
how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long, long time back. There's the boy listening to the Onceler through the tube. Okay, you notice the difference in the pictures now. This is inspiring me to put on some glorious music. And we see the forest there where the truffula trees are. Way back in the days when the grass was still green and the pond was still wet, and the clouds were still clean, and the song of the swami swans rang out in space. One morning I came to this glorious place, and I first saw the trees, the truffula trees, the bright-colored tufts of the truffula trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. And under the trees I saw brown barbaloots frisking about in their barbaloot suits, and they played in the shade and ate truffula fruits. From the ripulous pond came the comfortable sound of the humming fish humming while splashing around. But those trees, those truffula trees. All my life I'd been searching for trees such as these. The touch of their tufts was much softer than silk, and they had the sweet smell of fresh butterfly milk. I felt a great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what I'd do. I unloaded my cart. Alright, he has his own place called the Oncelers. In no time at all, I had built a small shop. Then I chopped down a truffula tree with one chop, and with great skillful skill, and with great speedy speed, I took the soft tuft, and I knitted a thneed. That's his thneed. And you can see which truffula tree he chopped down and what he used to chop it down. The instant I'd finished, I heard a gazump. I looked. I saw something pop out of the stump of the tree I'd chopped down. It was sort of a man. Describe him? That's hard. I don't know if I can. There he is. He was shortish and oldish and brownish and mossy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. Okay.
Mister!
He said with a sawdusty sneeze.
I'm the Lorax, and I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees have no tongues, and I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs.
He was very upset as he shouted and puffed.
What's that thing you've made with your truffula tuft?
Okay, so you see the tuft in the Onceler's hands there. Look, Lorax, I said, there's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree. I am doing no harm. I'm being quite useful. This thing is a thneed. A thneed's a fine something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat. But it has other uses, yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains, or covers for bicycle seats. The Lorax said,
Sir, you are crazy with greed. There's no one on earth who would buy that full sneed.
What do you guys think? Would you buy that thneed? But the very we see somebody there walking off with a thneed. But the very next minute I proved he was wrong, for just at that minute a chap came along. and he thought that the thneed I knitted was great. He happily bought it for $3.98. I laughed at the Lorax. You poor stupid guy. You never can tell what some people will buy. Okay, and back. And you can still see where the one truffula tree was cut down.
I repeat,
Cried the Lorax.
I speak for the trees.
I'm busy, I told him. I'm busy, I told him. Shut up, if you please. I rushed across the room, and in no time at all, built a radio phone. I put in a quick call. I called all my brothers and uncles and aunts, and I said, listen here. Here's a wonderful chance for the whole Onceler family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast. Take the road to North Niche. Turn left at Weehawken. Sharp right at South Snitch. Okay, so over there we see the Lorax being upset at the Onceler, calling his family on the phone he made. And in no time at all, in the factory I built, the whole Onceler family was working full tilt. We were all knitting thneeds, just as busy as bees, to the sound of the chopping of truffula trees. Okay, so now he has his own factory, and it says the Oncelers, '(S) on the side. Alright, you see that? You see the Lorax in the picture, and over here it looks like he's starting to build some things to use to make his needs. And with that, I think we're going to say dun 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 and call this the end of part 1.